Hello everybody, this is a video about percent proportion. It's meant to go with the other worksheet that was put on Google Classroom with the same title, of course, that you can fill in with some of the things we'll go through in this video, and then the rest is your work for this topic. As always, please feel free to pause the video so that you can write things down or try an example. Okay, on we go. This is just a quick recap of some of what we've done with percents before. So what is 30% of 240? It's fairly straightforward. Again, you are just doing the same thing as always. You're turning the percent into a decimal and then multiplying that by 240 by the other number to get the percent. So that means 72 is 30% of 240. Okay, on to the next part. Now the main thing we're working on today is called a percent proportion. Okay, and it's a different way of approaching solving percent problems where the problems could have different ways of phrasing. Okay, and this phrasing can often be tricky for students to remember what they're supposed to do and in what order, depending on the wording. Okay, so this is one way of helping with that. So in a percent proportion, one ratio compares a part of the quantity to the whole quantity, while the other ratio shows the equivalent percent written as a fraction over 100. Okay, so the first proportion here, the formula, is just one ratio compared to the other. So the ratio of is compared to of is equal to the percent over 100. Or the ratio of percent over 100, and a similar one with the other one. So it's the ratio of part to the whole is equal to the percent compared to 100. Okay, again, a little bit strange looking until you try it out with an example. Okay, so we'll do examples number 1 and 2, and then I'd like you to try examples 3 and 4. And then we'll quickly go through the answers to those so you can see if you're on the right track. Okay, so all you're doing with these kind of proportions when you're setting them up is you are trying to match the phrasing in the question with the proportion as set up here in the box, up here. Okay, so when we're setting that up, so 18 is our is number because it's right beside is, so 18 is, what percent of 40? So the of right here is 40. So that's the is and the of right there. Okay, and then n is our thing that we're trying to figure out. So we want what percent. So the percent part, because it says what percent, that's the percent number here. And I've used n, so hopefully there will be less confusion in the future. I'm just going to draw some arrows on here because arrows are great. So of is right there, and so we have what percent, so the percent is our n right there. So again, using n so there's no confusion with the multiplication symbol that I'll use later. Okay, and then once you have a proportion set up, all you're doing is solving it just the same way as we have done before. So that's you can either use cross multiplication, or you can just do some comparison between 40 and 100. I would suggest in almost every example that we use on this worksheet, you will want to use the cross multiplication method. So that would be multiplying 100 times 18 or 18 times 100, it doesn't matter, but again going across and then divided by the other number. So you would do 100 times 18 divided by 40 to get 45, so 45 would be your answer. Okay, so just to show another example over here, what percent of 75 is 80? All right, so again, pay careful attention to where the of and the is are. I know this sounds like a very silly grammar lesson, but it's very important that you notice where they are. So of is 75, is 80, so your of number goes on the bottom because that's where the of goes. Your is number goes on the top, and your percent is n because we still need to know what percent that is. Okay, and then cross multiply like always, so 80 times 100 divided by 75. And I trust you can all use a calculator to figure that one out as well. So 100 times 80 divided by 75 equals 106.7. Okay, now I'd like you to take just a moment, pause the movie if you wish, and try out questions 3 and 4. Okay, so do that now. Okay, I will assume that at least some of you did what I asked, and I'll just go quickly through the examples. So what is 30% of 15? So we have 30% here, and we need to know what is. Okay, so our n will go where the is spot is. Our 15 is the of, because you can see of 15, and 30%, so percent goes in the percent spot, and 100 is always going to be in that exact position. It's never going to move. Okay, we always know that a percent is out of 100, so that will always be there. Now, once you've set up the proportion, setting up the proportion is the trickiest part. Once you've done it, it's easy cross multiplying, so 15 times 30 divided by 100. So you multiply the numbers you know across from each other like this, and then divide by the other ones. So 15 times 30 divided by 100 equals 4.5. Okay, moving on to the next one. So find 8.5% of 160. So that means we know what the of is, because we have of 160, so that's in the bottom. We have 8.5% is 8.5, and of course 100 is always there, like I just said. So the number that we need to find is the other one that isn't already given in the question. So once you've set up that proportion, again, cross multiply and divide like usual. So 160 times 8.5 divided by 100 should equal 13.6. Okay, so hopefully you're on your way. You understand what's going on, but as you're going through these worksheets, please feel free again to speak to me when we meet by Zoom during the week, or to just email questions or put them into Classroom, and I will do my best to help you out with that. Thank you very much.